Case Dolte is the Vice President of Sales for the Way Construction Company, and he is back with us today to share the story of the company's commitment to the local communities. Good morning.
Morning. Thanks for having me.
So glad to have you back. And let's just dig right in and talk about the involvement that your company has in serving the community. I went on your website just to look at some of the pictures and some of the projects. Very impressive case.
Thank you. Thank you.
What are some of the things that you all have been working on?
Yeah, so we partner with a local nonprofit called Community One here in Evansville, and they are a rehab slash flip for people who may not be able to afford, or for essentially they just help people who are less fortunate. And basically we're very proud of this because what we do, we partner with them when these houses need to be rehabbed or the roofs need to be done. We actually come in and we donate our labor to help those people. We believe that this in our short 2 years of business here, the community's given us so much already as far as keeping our business going, that we felt it was our responsibility to give back to that. And so that's a way we do that, is helping Community One out by donating our labor.
Well, I know they really appreciate it too, because there are so many properties that need that kind of help, and probably fewer retail businesses that are willing to do that. So I know Community One loves having you as a partner.
Yes, we like to think so.
Well, I know recently we've had some high winds and storms, and we may have some more. Let's talk about the service that you have for our clients. We have storm damage, hurricane winds, that sort of thing.
Sure, yeah. So obviously it's no surprise that the hurricanes has hit the Gulf. I don't know that it has brought high winds the last couple days to damage roofs. However, what it did bring with it was a bunch of rain. And it doesn't take much for wind-driven rain to get under shingles and cause leaks. And so as far as the high winds, I guess there's a possibility of that today. But with the hurricane that came in, I don't know that it caused damaging winds, but it definitely brought rain. And so if I were to give an encouragement to homeowners out there, would be to keep an eye on your ceilings, because if you're starting to notice some dark spots, chances are you have a leak. And I would always encourage homeowners when there's a storm or anything like that to at least give us a call and let us come and look at the roof. It's absolutely free for us to inspect it. And what you get out of it, no matter what's peace of mind. If we were to come out and look at it and there was nothing on the roof, and and you were good, and it was kind of a fluke thing, you have peace of mind knowing, okay, my roof's in good shape. So I always encourage people, even if you think it might be all right, what can it hurt? It's free. We come out, take a look, and give you an honest, thorough inspection.
Well, what a wonderful service to the community. Now let's talk about new roofs, because if you're under construction or maybe you're remodeling, what do you offer as far as assessing the job and pricing that job?
Yeah, so if I were to get called out for what we call a retail bid, someone that just wants to replace the roof out of pocket, what we would do is first we always assess for storm damage first. Creased shingles, hail damage, anything like that to help substantiate or help supplement the cost to the homeowner. That's the first thing we always do. Upon inspection, if there's nothing really there that we can see that would qualify for a claim, basically, depending on me, I'm kind of old school. I'll get my sketch pad out. I'll actually sketch the roof out, and I like to produce an estimate on site that day. I build the estimate right in front of the homeowner so they know that they're getting an honest, clear estimate. There's no upcharges, anything like that. And so that would be the first step to the process. But we always do a thorough inspection and let you know. And there's been times that I've went out to roofs and there was nothing wrong with them. It's like, yeah, your roof's got a good 10 years left in it. You don't need to replace it. So we always like to be as thorough and honest as possible and provide the best service we possibly can.
Well, that's why people come to you, Case, so much. Thank you so much for being here today. Always good to talk to you.